Listen up, folks. The government is literally shutting down today, September 30th, 2025. And here's why. Republican leaders called off the votes that were scheduled for September 29th and 30th, yesterday and today. By canceling those sessions, they made sure no funding bills could even be debated, let alone passed. Democrats were in Washington ready to work, but Republicans effectively put Congress on vacation. That decision guaranteed we'd land in a government shutdown. This is not an accident. It's not some unavoidable budget hiccup. This is deliberate sabotage. They manufactured this crisis, and their plan is to blame Democrats while millions of Americans pay the price. So, what actually happens when the government shuts down? My students asked me that today. Well, when Congress doesn't pass spending bills, the federal government loses its legal authority to operate. Agencies close their doors. Workers are either furloughed, which means sent home without pay, or told to keep working without pay until the shutdown ends. That means hundreds of thousands of federal employees, from food safety inspectors to air traffic controllers, won't see a paycheck. In past shutdowns, back pay eventually came through, but that doesn't help families trying to pay rent or buy groceries this week. Essential services will continue, but barely. Social Security and Medicare checks will still go out, but new applications will sit untouched. Veterans hospitals, they'll remain open, but claims will slow down. National parks will lock their gates. Passport and visa services grind to a crawl. Federal courts delay cases. Scientific research stops midstream. The ripple effects spread across the entire country. Now let's talk about responsibility. Republicans control the House of Representatives. They control the calendar. They decide what bills reach the floor. And instead of doing their job, they canceled votes, shut down debate, and walked away. Let's be super clear about this. They wasted time on messaging stunts, and now, as the government shuts down, they're going to run to the cameras and claim that Democrats are at fault. But the reality is plain. Republicans engineered this. Let's be clear about what their so-called spending resolution really means. If Democrats agreed to this resolution, millions of Americans would face higher health care costs. Community health centers would lose support. Programs that keep prescription drugs affordable, that provide cancer screenings, and cover mental health and addiction treatment will all be gutted. This isn't about fiscal discipline. It's about punishing working people while protecting the wealthy and powerful. So, Democrats are pretty much facing a trap. They refuse to pass the resolution. Republicans can shout, "Shut down," pass the resolution, and Democrats become complicit in dismantling healthcare and basic services. That's not negotiation. That's extortion. And if Democrats give into it, then we have to ask, what good are they? If the opposition is willing to sacrifice healthcare, housing, education, and our social safety nets to appease extremists, then maybe it really is time to build something new. A party that won't fold under pressure, preferably. A party that, fights for the people, not for power. I've said this many times before. Authoritarianism doesn't just appear overnight. Sometimes it builds through deliberate sabotage like this. A shutdown isn't just gridlock. It's a weapon. It's designed to break public trust, to make people believe government can't work for them. Meanwhile, the wealthy walk away unfazed, and ordinary families are told to bear the cost. Every time Democrats give in to that strategy, they help normalize it. I don't accept that. Do not normalize it. So, to be crystal clear, Republicans canceled the votes for September 29th and 30th. They left Washington, and now the government is in shutdown. They're already preparing their spin, so don't fall for it. Don't repeat it. Don't accept it. Hold the Republicans accountable. If Democrats hold the line, they'll prove they're willing to fight for us. But if they cave, then the fight doesn't just end, it shifts to us. Of course, the people. Teachers, workers, and citizens will have to do what our elected leaders won't. Stand up, call it out, and refuse to accept a government run by extremists. The shutdown is here because Republicans chose it. They canceled the votes they left town, and now they want us to blame pretty much anyone but them. Don't let them. Call it what it is: sabotage. An intentional act to break government and make people suffer. Hold them accountable for every delayed paycheck, every closed service, every family pushed closer to the edge, because it's all on them. Republicans, you're at fault. If you want to support this work, my tip jar is open. Every bit helps me keep teaching, creating, and resisting. We all need to keep resisting. This is freaking crazy.